getting ready to start. Unfortunately, due to some technical issues, I could not figure out how to do my camera changes again. So unfortunately, you can't see my face, but I'm Chris from Crafty Creations by CV. Um, and I'm very humbled that a lot of people loved my cross design that I did. So I figured I would do a tutorial to kind of show everybody how to do it. Just gonna wait for a few more people to come in, just so that they don't miss anything as we get started. And I will try to figure out comments as I go. As you all know, I am very new. This is my very first on my own page, own live. So I definitely will try to read those comments as we go along, okay? All right, so we're going to be doing this really pretty Easter cross. It's being done on the Unique in the Creek crossboard, okay? So what I did is I preloaded my board, and I'm going to show it to you from the back because it kind of gets a little crazy once it's all, all in here. So basically, when you're loading the board, you're going to be filling each of the holes, okay? Not this first row on each of the sections, okay? And then you're also going to fill these middle ones here. As you can see, there's 3 across, and then the entire 4 squares there. Okay, so when you turn it over, unfortunately, that's what it looks like messy. Okay, so the first thing we're going to want to do, I'm going to put this aside, is we're going to do our petal folds. Okay, so I decided to use 3 different colors and 2 different types of mesh. So the first mesh that I did is a fabric mesh. It's like a natural color. Again, from most of the supplies are usually from Unique in the Creek or from Craft Outlet. So the first petal I'm going to show you is the, I call it the angel wing petal just because this is the one I used when I did my angel wings. But other people, I believe it's called like the pointed daisy. Okay. So what you're going to do is, move that out of the way here. You're going to cut your mesh. I recommend wood burning it because it just helps to reduce the fraying on the edges, especially with the fabric mesh and the poly burlap. So what you're going to do is you're going to do curl side up. Your finished edge is going to be in your upper left hand corner for this first petal. And what you're going to do is you're going to, let me get my little clips here. You're going to fold the top down to the bottom, and then you're going to kind of bring your corners together so they make a point here, okay? And then what I do is I clip it, and then we're going to do the same on this side. You're going to kind of bring it to a point, and then you're going to clip it, okay? And then I'm going to get my things here, some elastics. I'm going to take this little tip there, and I just roll it up a little bit. And then you're just going to start scrunching up the middle, okay? So it's going to kind of look like that. You're going to kind of turn it to the side here. And then what I usually do is I have my points. I find a line on my cutting board here so that they line up, so because you don't want the tips to be kind of off there. And then you're going to make a little nub on this top part here. So you're going to have like a little nub. Okay, so you're going to take an elastic and you're going to put it around here just a couple times, okay, and then you're going to kind of bring your finger in between and you want to roll these down, okay, so they're going to kind of go one on top of the other, and then you're just going to finish your elastic, okay. So you're going to have left side petals and you're going to have right side petals. So when we do the left side petals, we want the finished edge, the nice edge, to be facing upward, okay? So this will be our first petal that's going to be going on the cross. It'll be going on this way, which will be on our left side of the cross. So I'll show you that, you know, a little bit better, but I just want you to know when you're folding these, you want left side petals and right side petals. And then what I do when I'm done with these, I put it to my left side because that's where I know that's going to be and I don't mess it up. So then this, take the same color. Now we're going to do a right side petal. So now this finished edge is on your right hand side, okay? So you can always think, I'm doing my left petal, finished edge on the left. I'm doing my right petal, finished edge on the right. Fold is exactly the same. You're going to fold top to bottom, and then you're going to bring your point and do a little clip. You're going to bring this one to a point, and you're going to do a clip. And you can just kind of flatten it a little bit if you want. And then you're just going to turn it up a little bit, and you're going to scrunch up the middle. Kind of turn it to the side, and again, you kind of just make sure that the tips are lined up. You're going to create your little nub here, and it doesn't have to be huge. Maybe it's probably about an inch if I measure it on here. And just do your elastic a couple times. You don't want to do it too tight because you want to be able to make sure that you're going to be able to flip this down, okay? And then you're going to redo your elastic. So now we know it's pointing to the right. And again, our finished edge is on our right hand side. And then you can kind of just give it a little open down here if you want. And again, I just toss this to my right hand side. Okay, so that's the first color in the fabric mesh. We're basically going to be doing the same thing with the poly burlap. So I'll kind of show you the same fold here, and then we'll go on to the purple mesh. Okay, and then we'll be done with the folds. I already pre-made all the petals, so you won't have to watch me making all the petals. So the same with poly burlap. Your finished edge for the left side is going to be on the left. And I just find you just have to be a little bit more careful when you're working with the poly burlap because it does tend to fray very easily, even with wood burning. So just kind of handle it a little bit more gently. Okay, and you're going to go scrunch it up the middle. Same thing, you're going to turn it. Make sure your tips line up. You're going to make your little nub. And you're going to put your elastic on it a couple times around. And then again, you're going to kind of just flip it on itself and then finish the elastic. Okay, so then it looks like that. And again, that's the left. The finished edge is up top. That's going to go to my left. We do the right. It's on the right hand side finished edge. And we're going to do this again. We're going to do our tips together. And then we're going to kind of just fold that little tip up a little bit, scrunch up the middle, give it a little twist, create our little nub. And then we're going to flip it up, just like that. And then we're going to finish off the elastic. And then this is going to be the finished edges up top on our right hand side. Okay, so that's basically the angel style petal that we're using for the entire cross. Okay, the middle section, however, is a little bit different. And this I kind of call, I don't know if it has a name to it, I just call it the tie petal because to me when it's finished it just looks like a necktie. So I'm sure there's probably other names for it out there. So with this one, again, 10 by 10, this is fabric mesh that I used. You can use any type of mesh that you want for this cross. I just like the fabric mesh because the colors are just much more vibrant than just like the deco mesh or a value mesh or things like that. So it really made the colors pop. So for this one, it's going to be curl side up. You're going to have your finished edge to the left. And what I do is I take this top corner here and bring it to the middle. And then I just put a little clip on here just to help hold it for me, because half the time my fingers don't want to work for me. And then I take the bottom and bring that up to the middle as well. And then I put a little clip there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take just the edge here and we're going to fold it in just once there, and then I just remove the clip. And then we're going to do the same with the bottom, and then I just redo the clip. Now we're going to do it one more time. I'm going to fold that in. We could take that clip off now, and then take this one off and fold it in. Okay, so it kind of gives you something that looks like that. And then what I do is I kind of just a little bit in the middle. You can go a little bit more like a halfway point, or to the left or right, it doesn't matter. Okay, so you're going to just flip it over, and then you're going to make a little nub again, and then just put your elastic on it. So this one's really easy. So as you can see, when it's done, either side, to me it just looks like, I don't know if you can see it good, it just looks like a necktie to me. So I just call it the tie petal. And I'm really bad, and I really apologize. I'm so bad at comments. So I just want to say hi to everybody that came in and is watching me. I will get better at this, I promise. I'm still trying to figure out how to do 2 cameras, which hasn't gone well. So now let's start placing our petals. Okay. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be starting with the poly burlap, the dark petals. So again, I have my left petals here, my right petals there. So I usually just have it kind of turned kind of on an angle here. It's just easier for me. So you're going to actually put your purple petals in first, okay? And those are going to go into your middle, all right? So you're just going to put your nub, and then kind of where your elastic is where you're going to actually pull. Okay, so you have that there. Okay, so that's what that's going to look like, and then you'll have your 2 side zip ties here. So you're going to take your left petal, one of your poly burlaps, your dark brown, and you're just going to kind of set that right over top of that. Okay, do that, and then we're going to take our right petal, and we're going to put that right over that like that. Okay. So that's our start. So you have the purple underneath, and then you have your dark brown. And you do have to do the zip ties as you go, because you're going to be layering on top of everything. So now we're going to take another purple one. Again, looks like the tie. These are all going in the middle zip tie, okay? So you're going to put it in the middle zip tie again. Now we're going to do the light brown, I think it's a natural color, they call this. And again, we're going to do the left side. And like I said, if you're looking at it this way, you would know left and right. I just have it turned a little bit, so I just know the ones closer to me are my left side. And then we're going to just put this in there. And we're going to add our right side petal. And they don't have to be like perfect as you're doing this, because we can fluff it and move, you know, the petals afterwards when it's all completed. Okay, so basically we're going to just keep going up. We're going to do purple in the middle again. And now we're going to go back and we're going to do our dark brown again. Just like that. And like I said, I separate them just because it's easier to just keep taking left, right, left, right. I made the mistake of putting them all in the middle one time, and then I was trying to figure out which one went where, and it was just, it took forever, so. Okay, so you can kind of start seeing it, and you can kind of just push them down as you go here. And then we're going going to go back and we're going to change it. We're going to do our light natural color. And I always seem to like to do different textures when I'm doing my wreaths lately. I just like the different meshes and just how they look, and just give, I don't know, just a different look to it than using just one type of mesh. See it come together. It looks a little weird until we start kind of getting it all together. And honestly, it's more the prep of everything that takes longer. Putting the cross together, it really isn't that bad. But I definitely recommend wood burning your mesh when you cut it into the 10 by 10 squares, because otherwise it just, the frays and stuff, it just does not look that, it doesn't look as good. And if you get little frays that come off like while you're making it, you can always just take the wood burner at the very end and just hit those spots and take care of those little frays. Because once you start pulling or kind of clipping them with scissors, they just keep on unraveling. So you're better off just doing that, touching it up at the end. There we go. And we're going to go back to our beige. And the resin cross that we're going to be using, I did get from Hobby Lobby. They had actually some beautiful crosses there. I got some different ones that I plan on making. But I think this one with Easter just was really popular. Just definitely gave me some ideas for other types of wreaths, cross wreaths that I want to do. Right up here. And again, we're just alternating. And you can use any colors you want. Make it your own. I know I've seen a lot of them where these petals, they go outward like that. I just was like, oh, let me try to see what they look like putting them inward, and I actually like it like this. I was just kind of getting off the train of making all the angel wings, so I was kind of in that angel petal mode, which I kind of really like. It's kind of an easy petal to do, and it looks really pretty. So once we get to this point, I usually just kind of turn, my glasses out of the way here, just kind of turn. Now we're going to kind of do this side here. And what I do is I start, so whatever I started with on the bottom here, which was my dark brown, that's what we're going to start with again on here. So we always start our purples, the middles always go first, okay? I tried them on the top and it didn't look right. I tried to put those on top of these and it just, I don't know, they were just kind of going wonky every which direction, so. So again, closest to me, I just consider that my left, so. And hopefully I counted right. So basically what you need is you're going to need 20 pieces of each color. Okay, so you just need 20 10 by 10 cuts of each one of these colors. And that's all the mesh you need for the entire cross. Again, we're going to put our middle purple. And again, I do apologize. I'm not able to really look at the comments just yet. But I will go back. I will definitely go back through, and if there's comments, definitely reach out and answer those right after the live. I swear, as I get older, my multitasking skills are just non-existent. Okay. And again, our middle purple here. So it gets kind of, when we start to get up towards the middle, it just gets a little weird. If you don't want to put all your zip ties in this middle section, you could always wait until you get to that, you know, point, because it does get a little crazy. Okay, so now we're back to the dark brown. Like I said, this part goes quick. It's the prepping that's more of the pain in the butt. Okay, so now we're kind of got to there. So I'm going to turn it again. And now we're going to start up in this top part here. Again, you're not doing the first row. You can if you want to, if you want the cross bigger. I originally did it. It just seemed too big to me. So when I took out that top row, I liked it a lot better. And again, we're going to start with our dark brown because that's what we started all of our things with on the ends. Turn my hot glue gun on now so we'll have it when we need it. And again, purple in the middle. And then we're back to our tan fabric mesh. I don't know if anyone had seen the other one I had posted. I did kind of like a Memorial Day one. So you can do like a lot of fun things. Get creative with different colors and textures, and I have a few other ones in my head. Okay, back to our dark brown. That part to the middle. Now we're going to kind of turn this way. And again, start with our purple, and that goes in the center. And we're going to start with our dark brown. And I know some people, you know, you can use pipe cleaners or whatnot instead of zip ties. I know everybody kind of has their preference. I just find with my hands and stuff, the zip ties just are a lot easier. And then sometimes even when my hands get tired, I end up like taking these little clipper things here and just using that. And then we're going to go back to our light beige. Here's where it starts to get a little tricky because there's so many zip ties already in here, but we will manage it. I think I actually counted right this time. I'm usually off by like 1 or 2 when I'm counting. I don't know how that happens, but okay. So this is kind of what it should look like at this point. Okay, move it like this. So now we're kind of going to finish up this center part, and then really after that it's time to kind of get the resin cross ready and the florals. All right, so what we're going to do, I'm going to turn it this way just because it's a little bit easier on here. Okay. Let me get these 2 out. So we're going to put, you can see here, we're going to put another purple one right here. Okay, so we're just kind of focusing going up the center of the cross here, okay? And then on each side of this, I'm trying to move these other ones out of the way. So you're going to have your right side and your left side, okay? And these are going to be the light beige. This is going to go like this. It gets a little harder maneuvering once we kind of get to this point in here. Okay, that's what that's going to look like. And then we're going to turn it around this way. And we're going to do the same thing up here, okay? So we're going to put another purple one in this center. Okay, so it's kind of, we're working this way. And then again, you're going to have one on each side of that purple. And again, we're just doing, oops, sorry about that. We're doing the beige. You start getting down in here, it gets a little tricky with your fingers. Okay, so now we're going to do this, your 2 cross parts here. So for this part, okay, we'll do the right side first. We're actually going to be adding another purple over the existing purple that we did. So I didn't put a zip tie in there yet so I could show you guys. So you're going to have, there's 2 zip ties left right now that we did that are in the center part. So this one's actually going over the existing purple that we already did, okay? So we're going to just kind of set that right over there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take our left and our right and kind of put them together, put the kind of the nubs together. And both of these are going to be fed into this same zip tie. Okay, so it gets kind of a little tricky, but you just kind of slide those in. And then we're going to pull that really tight. So those two nubs go into the same zip tie. Just like that. Okay, so now we just have one zip tie left, which we're going to do the same thing now on the left cross part here. I'm going to turn this way. So again, the purple is going to go over the existing purple that we already did. So there'll be a zip tie already in there with a purple one. We're going right over that one. Okay. All right, it's a rainy day here in Connecticut, and the hands do not work well on days like this. So if I fumble and drop stuff, you know why. Okay. All right. And then we're going to do our last two. Again, we have our left and our right. We're going to kind of put those nubs together here. And then we're going to put both of those into here. And if you find that it's hard to get them down inside, you can always leave that zip tie open until you're ready to put them in there, and then close it over like that. Whatever's, you know, easier for you to do. Okay. So we officially have the base done. Okay. See that? So what I'm going to do is take a bigger zip tie, they're like the thicker ones, and just kind of feed this through the top here. So when you look on the back, these top two holes, I kind of stick that through there, and it kind of, you go over this purple one here and come back around and then down through that hole. And that's actually going to be your hanger. And just clip that end. Oop. Dropping things. Okay. Alright, so now we're going to get our florals and stuff ready to put on. So when we look at the upper left, this corner in here, there's actually two, I'll turn it over. There's two little holes right here. Okay, we're going to put a zip tie through here, and our first set of florals is going to go through there. So what I did is I just took, I had some of this pretty, I think they're called, I don't know what these ones are called, but the other ones I did was like lantern, but you can use any florals that you want. I just liked more of like the whimsy ones, you know, for that. So I'm just going to show you here. So you're basically going to be sticking your florals through where that zip tie is, kind of stick them in there good, and then just pull your zip tie. Okay, and then what I do is I just add a little dab of hot glue in there over like the stem part to the board, just to kind of give it a little bit more secure. Okay, and then we're going to do the same thing, so you can see that. So that's already coming out that way. We want to do some that are going to come out this way, and again, there's two little corner holes here, so we're going to put a zip tie in these two little corner holes down here. And you know, like I said, you could put your florals wherever, you know, however you want them. This is just with my design, this is how I like them. So, and again, just I kind of took some pieces of florals, and again, you're just kind of sticking them right down in there. And I kind of try to slide them a little bit under the mesh petals if I can, because it just kind of holds them in there a little bit more too. And again, just kind of pull that zip tie tight. And again, I just put a little bit of hot glue over that stem area just to secure it. Okay. So now we have some florals coming out like that. Okay. So I'm going to put this aside because now what we're going to do is get our cross, the resin cross that's going to go right on top of this. We're going to get that prepped. Okay. So I'm just going to kind of hang this up behind me. And then this is the cross from Hobby Lobby. Like I said, I usually take the price tags and everything off of stuff. And it's nice because it has this little hook already on the back. Get this off. So that's what we're kind of going to be using that to secure and stabilize it. And of course, all the other ones I took off were so easy. It's always the way. That was one thing I did not prep, guys. Let's see if I can just get it off with a little alcohol wipe here and loosen some of that. There we go. I hate when they put these on here, so get this off. There we go. Try and do it and not break nails. Sorry guys, I want to get this one off. This one is actually being sold after the live to a woman, so I want to don't want to have to take it apart again. Wowzers. I think they used pretty hefty glue on this. Wow. All right. We good. Okay. So what I did then is I took 2 pipe cleaners and put one through here, just through the thing, and just kind of give it a twist. And then I just put another one, kind of making a little X here. Just like that. Okay. And then I added some florals to the back because this is going to actually be on the front part on top of the mesh on the wreath. So I kind of just slid it down in here. And again, just kind of sliding it in there the best you can, just kind of making it like that. And then to secure it, I just take a zip tie and kind of go underneath all of these. It can get a little tricky because it gets a little tight once you start getting everything in there. Sorry, I keep trying to keep my head out of the way for you. Get up underneath this one. Pop out. Let me just get this part in first. There we go. And then just kind of zip tie that in. And then that should hold your florals. Plus I do add another little dab of hot glue to the back of this here. Okay, we're going to cut that. And then again, I just kind of add some, just to kind of make sure everything stays in place there. Okay. just let that dry for a second. And then basically what we're going to do is we're going to attach this to our board. Just want to give this a second to kind of harden up there. Give that just a second. I'm going to take a quick sip of water here. Alright, and this is always for me the not so fun part, is trying to get these into the holes in the center there. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to have 2 pipe cleaners on top, 2 on the bottom, and they're going to match up to the holes that we have down in here. Just sometimes the holes are a little difficult to kind of get in here. So all I'm doing is those 4 center holes that we have, I'm just trying to feed the pipe cleaners in through there, and then we'll be tying them in the back. And they're just hard to see because we have all the mesh in there. So sometimes I bring my light down in here. So I think for me, this is like the hardest part. So we got 1 down in there. And sometimes what I do too is I try to stick like a zip tie up through the bottom to kind of see where the hole is. It just kind of helps to figure out where you're guiding yourself here. Okay, so we got the 2 bottom ones in. And then what I do is I just kind of twist them in the back like that. Let me move this light out of the way. Just to keep those so those don't move on us, okay? And then we're going to do the top 2. And those holes are right above these. Again, it's just tricky to kind of get them in there. Got 1. The last one. Whew. Okay. And then once you get those in there, then you kind of position the cross. Turn you back this way. You kind of try to line it up so that it matches there. So like that. So now we're going to tighten the back, okay? So we're just going to kind of pull those pipe cleaners in the back and tie them nice and tight. And that will secure that resin, because it is a little bit heavy, this cross. But this will definitely hold it in place. And just give it a good twist. And then what I do is I just kind of cut these down just a little bit. And then you just kind of stuff it back into the hole there. And if you want, you could put a little dab of hot glue just to kind of secure it. You don't have to. But look how nice and clean the back looks. And you would think it would be really messy with everything we did on the front, but it's not. So then what I do, I'm going to turn this over. So then I just want to add some florals up here. And what I usually do is just put a little bit of hot glue on the bottom of it. Just kind of on the stem part. And then that's going to go right in there. Just kind of push that down in there. And we're going to kind of do the same on this side. Just add a little bit of hot glue to your stem. And again, just going to kind of push that down in there. Okay, so that's basically what that part, let me get my head out of the way, and then what I do is I cut just a little piece of one of the flowers off, and then I end up kind of gluing that right down in there, and it just kind of covers up, the bottom of that. So I just want to open up this a little bit. And like I said, you can use any type of flowers you want, any colors you want. These were just the ones that I had chosen. And then again, just a little bit of hot glue on your stem. And then that's just going to kind of go right down in there. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Down in there. And there you have it. There is our Easter cross. And what I'll do is I will take a nice picture of it. I don't think, let me see if I can zoom out here. I don't know if you can see the whole thing or not. But I'll take a nice picture of it and I'll put it up on the page. And like I said, once you have it hanging up, you can kind of, you know, line up your petals if you want, and put your business sticker on the back, and you are good to go. So thank you everybody for joining me today. I will go through the comments. I will answer them all. And again, as I do more of these, I appreciate the support. I promise I will get better at it and be able to multitask more. So I hope you guys all have a great day, and hope to see you soon when I do another live. Take care. Bye.